It has become apparent from week to week in the Southland Conference, you just never know. Well, what we do know is Lamar is right there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lamar Basketball Show with head coach Tick Price. Coach, I tell you, life is good right now if you're a Lamar Cardinal. You guys are playing extremely well.
Yeah, I think our guys understand the moment. Most teams are influenced their chances by their will. And their will is either going to be made of glass or steel. Right now, we're giving real good performances. We've got some real laser focus, and our toughness has been really, really good.
Yeah, we're going to show you some numbers later on in the show that you'll find very interesting about this basketball team. We'll save it for later on in the show, but you guys have gotten to the point now where you're, I'm not going to use the word dominating, but you're taking care of business, so to speak.
Well, we need to. We've got these four games at home, and of course we've got 4 games on the road, and it's important that we take care of home court because we've got a tough road ahead, and we certainly have got to develop some confidence before we hit this road, get some momentum, put together some W's, because the race to the top is wide open right now.
And you had a week to prepare for McNeese. It's kind of like a football schedule. You had the entire week off, Saturday to Saturday. Let's go ahead and roll the tape on the Cowboys and Cardinals at the Montaigne Center, the 100th meeting between these two schools. Lamar had the all-time mark going into this one, so that's good. But, Coach, you guys are out in a flash. Yeah,
we got off to a strong start. We challenged our players since it was rival. We have to treat this game like it's 2 teams that's fighting for an opportunity to go to first place. It was Super Bowl weekend, and we wanted to kick off the festivities with a W.
Absolutely. This talked about the longevity of the series. It goes all the way back to 1951. And, Coach, it was a situation where McNeese didn't travel that far, obviously, but 55 miles to get over here. But they came out ice cold while you guys were smoking it.
Yeah, they just came out a tough road trip, played it in County Word on Thursday, and they got back probably in the morning, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. It was a quick turnaround to come back to Beaumont to play. Our guys are well rested. I thought we came out with a lot of energy and effort. Defensively, we did a good job. But offensively, I thought we were very efficient. We executed well. We were able to get some good looks. Even the passes we made, we had good shots, but we passed to get a better shot. So I like the way we played for 40 minutes in this particular basketball game.
And in the first 20 minutes, you guys shot 50%. McNeese shot 24%. And you know, they were in such a big hole, they couldn't come back. They did kind of cut it down a little bit there in the second half, but again, you guys were able to respond, and that's something you've been doing all year.
Yeah, well, we were in control of the game. Even we knew they were going to try to make a run. McNeese is a good basketball team, but we got off to a strong start. We were very determined to continue to stay on that roll. Even when we didn't get the baskets in transition, we did get an opportunity to get good looks, high percentage shots. As you see, Josh and Zecor just got a bucket in the paint. But we did a good job on the boards. We outscored them on the boards 52 to like 27. And so we love those type of statistics and effort areas. That means your guys are really working hard.
And the final score from the Montaigne Center, 75-55. Lamar all over McNeese. LU held the Cowboys to 34% shooting, 24% in that first half. Colton Weisbrot had 20, Josh and Zecor with 12, and Nick Garth 11. LU out-rebounded McNeese 52-27, 19-6, Coach, on the offensive glass. Second chance points, 22-6. You're going to win some games with those kind of numbers.
That, in addition to, we held them to 34% from the field. We always try to focus on making sure we hold our opponent to a low percentage from the field, as well as we held them to 25% from three-point land. And so those are the type of statistics that we look at first before anything else. How do we rebound? What did our opponent shoot from the field? And were we able to get more points in the paint, because our attack is inside out. When people start try to cover our post players inside. Then we have kickouts to our shooters.
Right.
And our shooters have been able to make shots. Nick Garth, Zori Bosch has been knocking them down, Marcus Owens, Joy Frenchwood, Torrey Noel. I mean, we've had a host of guys that been able to make some shots for us.
And you started the 5, and then you came in a few minutes later in that first half with 5 more players.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 10 deep, Coach. A lot of teams can't do that.
Well, we got a lot of confidence. I trust every guy on this team. I feel like if I put them on the court, they're going to bring some value. And what I challenged our players to give me 4 hard minutes. If you can't give me 4 hard minutes, then I'm going to take you out in 1 or 2 minutes. And so, because they knew I was going to sub within that 4-minute period. And so when we went to the bench, we had fresh guys, fresh legs, and our opponent was a little bit weary from that road trip. So we wanted to continue to bring the pressure, bring the energy, and we had fresh guys coming off the bench to continue to keep the momentum going.
And improved your record to 6-4 in conference. Well, time again now for this week's Provost Umphrey Player of the Week. He's a three-peat. It's for our junior out of Nederland, Colton Weisbrod. Colton turned another solid performance against McNeese. 20 points, 14 rebounds, 10 of 10 from the free throw line. Colton Weisbrod, the Provost Umphrey Player of the Week. And, Coach, he just continues to put up the numbers, doesn't he?
Yes, he's I think people see him in warm-up and they'll look at him and say, man, he's kind of small. Yeah. And I'm sure he's been hearing that all his life. He's an undersized post that has got great footwork, got a good feel inside, he's strong, he's crafty. But not only is he scoring, he's rebounding the basketball too. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there and get some rebounds in the crowd. So he's been a very, very good performer for us, but he's a good teammate as well.
All right, time now to talk a little Lamar basketball history with our LU trivia question. It's the Roger and Susan McCurry trivia question. What was significant about Saturday's game with McNeese? If you were listening a few minutes ago, I gave you the answer.
Yeah,
See, we're giving here
yeah.
on the Lamar Basketball Show. We will have your answer a little bit later on in the show. We're going to take a break. When we continue with the Lamar Basketball Show with Tick Price, our social media question, and how well have more of the Cardinals' response from the win over McNeese? That answer is coming up very shortly.
Lamar University Basketball with Coach Tick Price. Brought to you by Provost Umphrey Law Firm, Bandos Catering, Universal Coin and Bullion, Raymond James, and ExxonMobil. With special thanks to Susan and Roger McCurry.
Mapping the oceans where we explore.
Protecting biodiversity
everywhere we work.
defeating malaria,
Improving energy efficiency.
Developing more clean-burning natural gas.
My job at ExxonMobil.
Turning algae into biofuels.
Reducing energy poverty.
In the developing world.
Making cars go further with less.
Fueling the global economy.
And you thought we just made the gas.
Energy lives here.
Most people who've been involved in accidents with an 18-wheeler driver, it's their first time. For an 18-wheeler, they've been down this more than once. And so they have a plan, they have a system in place. Most people who've been involved in accidents are not trained that way. Get with legal counsel so they can give you the appropriate steps to take the appropriate action so they can get the appropriate remedy.
To be honest, I didn't really understand the full extent of the accident. And then I realized that I was gonna need someone to represent me and not just anybody. And so I knew that while I was recovering, I needed someone that I can trust. And you know, I had a lot of sad days because of being ill and not being able to spend time with my family and my friends like I love to do. But at the same time, I never worried about my case at all. I knew I was in good hands.
Have you been thinking about diversifying with gold but don't know how? Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. As an award-winning nationwide dealer, we help clients get the answers they need to discover the beauty, security, and strength of gold in their portfolio.
Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. That's 866-822-4843.
We are back with the Lamar Basketball Show with Tick Price. Lamar beat McNeese by 20 points to move the Cardinals to 6-4 in conference and winners now of 3 of their last 4. So let's go and check in with the Cardinals and what they had to say after that big win over their rival.
We had a ton of fans here today, and it showed right from the get-go. We were energized right from the tip and came out there and did what we were supposed to do.
We're playing sound defense. It's just going to be, I think we're going to have a great outcome. I think we held them to like 25% from the three-point line, so that showed right there.
In film sessions and whatnot, we were talking about how they're a dangerous team. You know, you let them get some confidence, let them get going, they can be real dangerous. We jumped out there from the beginning, put them down quick. They made a little run there. And I think they hit 2 quick threes in a row, but we neutralized it really quick.
And, Coach, we were talking just a few minutes ago about the McNeese win. You're up 44-18. What do you tell the team at halftime?
Just don't let up. The score is 0-0. We start the game second half just like that. We have a saying the most insignificant score is the score at halftime. And one of the most important halves is the second half. And so we felt like we had to come out the first 5 to 10 minutes very strong, and then just maintain in the middle and close really strong at the end. So we knew that they would make a run, but we certainly could not afford to take our foot off their neck.
That's right. Exactly right. And that's how you win by 20.
Yeah.
Well, you know, flying under the radar is how dominant the Cardinals have been in their last 5 wins. Check out these numbers. 4 of the 5 have been at the friendly confines of the Montaigne Center. LU has beaten Southeastern Louisiana by 20, UIW by 15, on the road at Nichols by 11, back home with a 21-point rout of Corpus Christi, and then McNeese by 20. Coach, that is an average of 17 points a game. I know you don't pay attention to those kind of numbers, but after some investigative work, I was impressed by that.
Well, I'll let you do the investigative work. This is the investigative part of the show. Right. Greg Kerr, the numbers man.
That's right.
Well, we're just trying to win basketball games, though. We're not trying to run the score up. We just say if a team is not going to compete, then so be it. But it's tough on the road, though. It's very tough. To win a road game, your team is really locked in. They're focused. At home, it's still no guarantee because you're going to take people's best shot. But I do think that we've got a good group of guys, good camaraderie, a lot of friendships, and guys are very, very coachable. When we ask them to do something, they'll go out and get it done for us. That's been probably the biggest secret of our short-term success. So now we just got to focus and lock in on the long term.
And because of this pod system the Southland Conference is experimenting with, it's not set in stone, I guess, but you guys are going on the road again for a while.
Yeah. We'll probably take our sleeping bags. Our guys will miss some class time, and of course, playing in a hostile environment. We're used to that. We set our schedule, non-conference schedule, for this time of year. We had to perform on the road, non-conference in the West Coast. So this is nothing new for us. I expect our guys to respond favorably to these road games. Of course, there are going to be our challenges, and we're just going to have to fight through that.
Okay. Well, at this time, every Lamar basketball show, what we like to do is check in with the Southland Conference standings, and here you go. It's looking pretty good. Sam Houston State and UNO at 8-3, SFA at 7-4, and there is Lamar, sole possession of 4th place at 6-4, Coach. And hey, you're a win off the top of the spot in the conference.
Well, that's we put ourselves in a good position. And now we just got to continue to win. Anybody can get to the top, even though we may be a game and maybe a half a game, a game and a half from being in first place. We're like 2 games away from being in like 8th place. Right. So that's how close the race is right now. It's a wacky season, and Southland Conference certainly have some challenges ahead for us.
Let's check out our social media question before we have to take a break. Coach, here's your question. It is off topic, so here you go. What is your favorite food?
Wow.
Yeah, what is your favorite food?
Can we set a tease and we come back?
No, we got to answer that one. The pressure's on you.
I really like all foods. I don't really have anything that I really don't like, but I eat pretty much anything. I'm not too funny about what food I eat. That's just part of it. You can kind of tell I'm not a slim guy.
You like spinach?
Every now and then.
Okay. All right.
I like cream spinach, though. Cream spinach is very good.
I do like, because you're from the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's very good out there. All right, next up on the Lamar Basketball Show with Tick Price is off to the Players' Corner we go.
In 1969, Walter Humphrey started a firm built on hard work.
Getting hard-working people the justice they deserve.
We fought for those who've been harmed by asbestos, benzene, and silica and beat big tobacco.
We represent the injured and wrong, including fighting for workplace safety, fair hours, and wages.
Over 40 years of hard-working values, and that's the way it's going to stay.
14 board-certified attorneys and named one of the best law firms in America.
Provost Humphrey, hard-working lawyers for hard-working people.
You know, diversification is important and means more than owning different stocks. Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. I've been helping clients nationwide for 15 years diversify with gold. And I want to send you a free copy of our award-winning gold guide to help you choose the best gold options for you.
Get the answers you need about gold. Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE. That's 866-822-4843.
Hat maker Vincent Brimble prospered in the town of Hattington. Never flashy, he only made the classic bowler. Then suddenly the day's trend became preposterously tall. His Raymond James financial advisor reminded him that focusing on the long term is always fashionable. The fad was indeed a passing one. His patience paid off, allowing him to one day hang up his hat with confidence. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Players' Corner now and check in with sophomore guard Nick Garth. He is out of Houston. Nick, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to me about this basketball team. You guys struggled last year, just trying to find your way, trying to get it figured out, still trying to, I guess, figure out the system as well, what Coach Price had for you. What has been the difference from last year to this year?
The difference between last year's team and this year's team would be guys are more committed, especially on the defensive end. We come together and we have a made-up mind that we're going to get stops because our defense fuels our offense. So we feel like we get stops, we can get out and run and have fun.
What's been the addition of Colton Weisbrod? What has he brought to this team? Because I mean, it's given Josh, I think, a chance to mature a little bit. Gives Josh a lot more space down low too, when defenses have to worry about Weisbrod. Has he kind of been able to even help you as an outside shooter?
Yeah, he's helped me a lot. I've been getting most of my shots because teams are going to double team him, triple team him, trying to get the ball out of his hands. So yeah, I just find my spot on the perimeter and wait for him to kick it out.
You just say thank you very much, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're from down the road in the Houston area. What brought you to Lamar? What kind of bowled you over about coming this way?
I had a great connection with the Lamar staff from the get-go. They were in Vegas and they talked to me, and I just felt like it was a place they wanted me, and I didn't want to go anywhere I was going to have to sit out, just because I was a freshman. I wanted to have an impact right away.
Now, there is a rumor out there that you've never met a shot you didn't like. Is that true?
Yeah, it's no shot. There's no shot out there.
Okay. Now, are you a big Rockets fan, or who do you pull for in the NBA?
Yeah, I'm a Rockets fan, hometown team, but I got the Warriors as the favorites.
Warriors, all right. Yeah. Are you a basketball junkie? Can you say that?
Yeah, I watch basketball every day, all day.
All right.
Yeah.
Nick, thank you so much. Keep shooting the rock, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. When we come back, next on the Lamar Basketball Show with Tick Price, we'll stay in our Players' Corner and visit with another Cardinal.
Mapping the oceans where we explore.
Protecting biodiversity
everywhere we work.
Defeating malaria.
Improving energy efficiency.
Developing more clean burning natural gas.
My job at ExxonMobil.
Turning algae into biofuels.
Reducing energy poverty.
In the developing world.
Making cars go further with less.
Fueling the global economy.
And you thought we just made the gas.
Energy lives here. Bando's. For over 30 years, catering the great events of the Golden Triangle and the milestones of its families. Our culinary experts and event specialists will assure your next event will be worry-free and special. Bando's Catering.
Most people who've been involved in accidents with an 18-wheeler driver, it's their first time. For an 18-wheeler, they've been down this more than once. And so they have a plan, they have a system in place. Most people who've been involved in accidents are not trained that way. Get with legal counsel so they can give you the appropriate steps to take the appropriate action so they can get the appropriate remedy.
To be honest, I didn't really understand the full extent of the accident. And then I realized that I was gonna need someone to represent me and not just anybody. And so I knew that while I was recovering, I needed someone that I can trust. And I had a lot of sad days because of being ill and not being able to spend time with my family and my friends like I love to do. But at the same time, I never worried about my case at all. I knew I was in good hands.
We're back to our Players Corner with Terrence Hubby, who's a sophomore at Lamar. He's out of Mansfield Summit High School. So another Metroplex product. I'm from the Metroplex as well, so we've got that tie-in. Terrence, talk to me about coming to Lamar, and you haven't got, I'm sure, the playing time that you hope to get, but does that keep you coming back to the gym every day to work harder?
Yeah, always. I stay motivated, and I just get in the gym and get my shots up, hoping on my time to come.
What kind of, how do you have to take it mentally as you head into practice, as you head into games?
Just focus on getting better, really. Just have a calm mentality when going into games and in practice, and just staying calm and make sure everything's okay.
You were a pretty good player in high school at Mansfield Summit. What has been the difference, would you say, and you hear about the speed or whatever, what has been the difference going from high school where you're getting the ball a lot to now having to really prove yourself at the college level?
Really the intensity. When I got here my freshman year, I didn't live up to the intensity that college brought, but now I'm starting to adjust and starting to get more comfortable around the game and starting to learn it from the game.
Okay. What have been your thoughts about a major? Do you have any idea what you'd like to do and when you get out in the real world?
I'm looking on becoming a pre-occupational therapist. Yeah, I really want to work with motor development skills. Yeah, I really like working with people.
Okay. What's been your impression of the campus at Lamar?
I love it. It's kind of similar to UTA, so it's like being back at home.
All right, and I asked Nick earlier if he's a basketball junkie. What would you say about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a pretty good basketball junkie myself.
All right, awesome. All right, Terrence, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No
Continued
problem.
Good luck. We're going to take our final time out. On the other side of the break, we answer our trivia question on the Lamar Basketball Show with Tick Price.
In 1969, Walter Humphrey started a firm built on hard work.
Getting hardworking people the justice they deserve.
We fought for those who've been harmed by asbestos, benzene, and silica and beat big tobacco.
We represent the injured and wrong, including fighting for workplace safety, fair hours, and wages.
Over 40 years of hard-working values, and that's the way it's going to stay.
14 board-certified attorneys and named one of the best law firms in America.
Provost Humphrey, hard-working lawyers for hard-working people.
Have you been thinking about diversifying with gold but don't know how? Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. As an award-winning nationwide dealer, we help clients get the answers they need to discover the beauty, security, and strength of gold in their portfolio.
Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. That's 866-822-4843.
Hat maker Vincent Brimble prospered in the town of Hattington. Never flashy, he only made the classic bowler. Then suddenly the day's trend became preposterously tall. His Raymond James financial advisor reminded him that focusing on the long term is always fashionable. The fad was indeed a passing one. His patience paid off, allowing him to one day hang up his hat with confidence. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
10 years of intensity, 10 years of dunks, 10 years of three-pointers, 10 years of drives, 10 years of teamwork, 10 years of leadership, 10 years of hustle, 10 years of champions, a decade in Katy. The 2017 Southland Basketball Tournament, March 8th through the 12th at the Merrill Center. Go to Ticketmaster.com or Southland School Ticket Offices.
All right, time now to answer this week's Susan and Roger McCurry trivia question. Here we go. What was significant about Saturday's game with McNeese, Coach?
It was the 100th meeting of the two teams.
See, you listen well because I said that earlier, but you knew that anyway.
Oh, yeah, of course. That was part of my pregame speech.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the pregame speech was be the steamroller or the concrete. Either they're going to roll over us or we're going to roll over them. That's basically what it was about.
I like that. And that's a song, too, I think.
Is it?
Steamroller Baby, yeah. But that's a whole different story.
Yeah, it's another
I think
story.
James Taylor did that one. Anyway, Coach, what we find interesting about this ball club is that you guys have been really good at home. You've had a few struggles on the road, and you look how you break down this conference. I mean, you guys are 6-4, but you've lost a game at the buzzer from half court at Abilene Christian, and then you've lost 2 overtime games.
Yeah.
You can't take those games back. However, I mean, you've been there virtually every game.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are no do-overs. You can add wins, but you can't subtract losses. But with our team, I think we're continually getting more mature. We're getting used to playing with each other. This is really a new team, but I do like the approach. I do think when we go on the road, one, they'll represent Lamar University very well. They're high character guys. They're going to give you everything they got. They make me proud every day. I have more fun with this group than any team that I've coached. I've said that a lot of times.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
They're special.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that being said, that adds more wins to it just alone, 2 or 3 extra wins alone. So I expect us to do well going down the stretch.
All right, and you're going on the road now. First of 4 games, you're going to Houston Baptist tonight. It's kind of a smaller cracker box type of gym, isn't it? Does that make a difference at all?
It does. It gives them somewhat of a home court advantage. Their students are all over you. You don't have a lot of room on the bench. Their students walk right by the bench eating a hot dog. I even want to ask, well, hey, can I get one of those fries? But their students right behind the bench, and they heckling you. It gives them a little bit of an advantage from that standpoint because you're used to having more of a bigger environment. Their perception is a little different, but it's almost like I guess a glorified high school gym.
Yeah.
And so our players have played in that environment, so it shouldn't be too much of an adjustment.
All right. It's a good place to press somebody, too, in a small court like that.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate the help.
I don't know why you had to. I don't know. I'm not coaching.
No, that's a good idea, man. No, that's a good idea.
All right, Coach
I remember that. Don't give out our secrets. Ron might be looking at the show.
Exactly. Well, that'll do it for this edition of the Lamar Basketball Show with Tick Price. We appreciate you watching, and peck 'em, peck 'em, peck 'em.
Lamar University Basketball with Coach Tick Price. Brought to you by Provost Humphrey Law Firm, Bando's Catering, Universal Coin and Bullion, Raymond James, and ExxonMobil. With special thanks to Susan and Roger McCurry.